So because we got a lot of time, I can just share my experience for today. Didn't really get to have a PowerPoint. So it's Meetup Support. What I did 8 a.m. in the morning until 9-ish, a coffee meeting, and 10 to 12 meeting. So 2 agendas, and I have no other slides. One is the mentor meetup. So my 8 to 9, I met a mentor, and this mentor was came from a community manager of LinkedIn. I was friends with her, and she opened this mentor-mentee program matching, and they tried to match us, and then we said, okay, let's grab a coffee. And then, so the thing is, this guy is from Microsoft, and he gave me some straight to the point advice. I mean, no holds barred. So it was heavy for me. I mean, I was just listening, it's heavy, but I needed that, I guess, okay? So first things first, I think what kind of didn't go well is because I think our expectations were not aligned. I was going there, I was expecting to just listen. I think somehow he was expecting that I was going there to be referred to Microsoft. So it's like, I think he's kind of implying that I need to show something, which I don't have right away, right? So, but he gave me some interesting advice. Like, he knows F1 is super hard because he has like, I think, a friend or relative who was a F1 and he used to work in the federal or something. He's just a US citizen. So what he's saying that being F1 and then software engineer, it's gonna be super hard. Because like one example that he said. So he's working in Microsoft right now, and then someone is coming in as an intern, and they just hand in, usually other departments do that, and then just send the intern to your department. And then when he checked the resume, it's a 17-year-old boy, knows a lot of security stuff, like pen testing projects, and then has like NSA project, whatever. I kind of remembered with Neil's coworker, like those young kids that are super freaking intelligent. So it's like, it's gonna be hard. And like you would have other people with lots of experience coming in the US and trying to apply for the same job. So what he's saying also that if you want to get H-1B, it's still the big companies that would have the funds and let's say have this power to say to US somehow that, hey, I need more work visa. But again, the challenge is it's super hard to get in because before he went there, I was reading my Cracking the Code interview. Again, it's the Bible for software dev. And he's like, yeah, I did that too because he finished the book. He did a lot of HackerRank and LeetCode, and that kind of helped him, but still not so much. What really helped him is him creating a startup with a friend, okay? And so what he said is he created a startup with a friend, so come interview time, he can say, I was a co-founder. No one can deny it's registered, that's one. Two, because he also built the app, now he can showcase the app that, hey, this is my app. Another advice he said, because if you want to be an engineer, go with the simplest design you can do. Focus on showing the functionality. So he showed me an example. One of the 3 years ago, he had a hackathon. He's old, but he still goes to those things. So, like example, Google Map API, and now I built on top of it a heat map that shows where the minimum wage in each state, city, if I click. So that shows functionality. It's still the Google Map API, no added shebang, right? But that should be the focus. So what he means by that is just knowing the coding interview, yes, required at the minimum. But if you really want to impress your interviewers, you can say, hey, I have this app that I built and show the functionality right away. And always have good documentation. So, and again, it was kind of harsh because he wanted to be straight to the point and went away and said, you're not the type of person that looks like it's going to impress me. Like, okay. Because I was just listening, just saying this and that. And so it's totally fine, yeah.
Did you connect with this person through LinkedIn career job? Career advisor?
No, because just a backtrack. So before I met a community manager of LinkedIn, and I helped her in Seattle in a Seattle event, and she kind of like tried to do a bunch of activities, and one of it is the mentor-mentee matching. So yep. So but what he said is like he's really fine to refer people, but because also he has to be accountable because like he referred 5 people and only 1 got accepted, and it reflects to him that the manager would say, why are you referring like shitty people? Things like that. That could happen to him too. So, and another thing that he said, like once you're inside, it's really so hard to like go up a level. It takes a lot of like additional skill. I guess he's talking about being in Microsoft or Amazon or whatever. But being me, you know me, the super optimistic guy. But before that, optimistic, because I remember why I was optimistic about it. Because he was saying, keep my options open. You know finance. Why not go for finance? I was like, because I love technology already, and I don't like finance anymore. He's like, no, if you're desperate, you should still open up that opportunity. You could do Power BI or Tableau. Don't forget that. And he was also saying that you might want to go back to your country and let's say work for a subsidiary of Microsoft and get that way in. But still, it's going to be just L1, which is intra-company visa, and it's still not that good than getting an H1B, okay? So me being the super optimistic guy always, I just said to him, it doesn't really matter. I'll try my best and still study yada, yada, yada. If I don't get a US job, totally fine. I still learned a lot along the way. I can still get another job elsewhere, right? So things like that. And he advised more of like other visa, and then let's say having a green card fiance, not going to work, and be a spouse, because he knows those stuff. And he already mentored a lot of, I think, F1. And he just wants to give that reality shock that, hey, you're F1, it's going to be super tough for you. Because me, I'm a US citizen, it was super tough for me. He was like, okay, I started with this, went to Nigeria for 7 years, my startup company, and then failed, and then went back, and then I started as DevOps while doing 2 more jobs, while studying for coding interviews, and now, because of that, he got into, I think, another company first, then Microsoft, but because even though at his level, he said, he studied a lot and really practiced interviews, he thought he was gonna go into this position that he wanted as a software developer, but still they throw him elsewhere as a system engineer. Still a lot of coding and like need a lot of design and architecture or whatever, but not the position he was expecting. So he was shifted away. That's why right now, I think he's there for a year and he's trying to apply to Google instead. So yeah, and another realization for me, what I felt like, usually if I talk to people with beginner level or same level of me or just above me or above, I guess, I am comfortable speaking. What I found out, if I found someone who asks enthusiastic or talks like me, but is super like genius, I kind of like just shut up and I don't know what to say. I don't know.
Like, I'm sure you do, but I mean, do you feel like less like that he's more superior, or do you feel like you don't want to step on your own toe and say something wrong because he's so knowledgeable?
Could be that, because I think he wanted to see a person with like focus and drive. But when you see me, I do a lot of effort, but you never see me like super, I don't know, super passionate to a person that I don't know. And I don't know if I still have that skill that I can be super passionate to a stranger. But hey, I've been doing this one. But I guess I was afraid because I know I've done this, but he was telling, oh, like boot camps, you created the web app. That's nothing. I mean, it's something. But again, he was just saying that, yeah, it's not gonna impress. That's his point. If you want to impress someone, again, create an app, create a cool functionality that we built, not just spinning up a web app. And he said, why? Because a lot of people can do that. Even he's like, okay, I'll just show you. This one was not created by a software engineer. And he created this website. It's on WordPress. It's like, okay. So I guess the way he talked, I kind of feel like, I don't know. I felt low, I guess. Maybe you're correct. I don't know.
I mean, I think that's something. This is something that I struggle with, too, but that's why I can relate. And it wasn't until I realized that I have just as much to contribute as the guy in front of me. That I really, I can get over that hump until I realize that I have something proprietary that nobody else has, just like he has something proprietary that nobody else has. And so it kind of hurts me to hear that because you're, I mean, from my perspective, super intelligent, hardworking person that has a lot to offer. So to cut yourself into things like that, it's just not.
Yeah, even like, okay, show me your GitHub. I came to the point that instead of being excited, here's my GitHub. It's fine if I have errors. I'm fine. I need your feedback. I was like, yeah, sure, I'll still send you. But, just so you know, it's shitty. It came to a point that I was feeling low. I don't know why I'm saying those things.
I mean,
so
that's because she's talking harshly.
Yeah, but again, I try to take it like, because I did get a lot of good insight. So it's like, I still take that, and I know there's a lot of like, there's a better way to say it, but still, that's life.
So like, what you feel, it's common, it's the same thing most people feel when they talk to their managers, because you like somewhat feel like, oh, there's imbalance in power. So they have like, I've read it from somewhere, but there's a trick. Every time you feel that way in a conversation, that people, like what people are supposed to do is to mirror yourself when you talk. Do you, like the person who's talking to you is supposed to be the mirror. You should act the way they act, and you should talk at the same level. But then many people, when they talk to their manager, they're like, wow, they have a different power, so I'm gonna like lower myself instead of bringing yourself up, and then not like in a rude way, but to
You should always be offended. You should always be
what offended? Yeah, I think I don't know how to get offended. That's
Authenticity.
Oh, authentic.
Yeah, just because somebody's treating you like shit doesn't mean it.
No, not like that. Not in that way. I don't think you get what I mean.
Yeah, but honestly, you just dealt with somebody that has no interaction skills.
Yeah, I feel like
you talk to a coach.
But you don't even know that. You even talk to him. How do you know he doesn't have any skills? I mean, this is like one side story you have from Clark.
But
it's a little quick to judge.
But what he's saying, but the way that he responded to Clark's work by saying shit, that's somebody with no interpersonal skills.
You ain't heard from Clark's work.
I said that my code is shit, so I'm afraid to show it.
You said that about your work?
Yeah. But I did tell like some of like what I told, and that's her response. I also shared with someone, and it's, what did the people? Someone said that, and I was like, okay, I thought it was normal. It was not normal for people to say something like that. I mean, the other thing that he said to me.
This is actually not all the bad things happen.
Yeah.
You have that feeling your GitHub code is shit. So make it better. So
Yeah,
next time I have confidence to show them.
Yeah,
There's nothing wrong with feeling like it's shit. When you do with it,
This is a good thing you feel now.
that you notice.
Inside of.
That's why my point also here is sharing this insecurity that I also have, so that hopefully you guys realize that it's never enough, and you have to keep working hard, because I know I need to keep working hard, but if you don't interact with people like that, it won't sink into you.
You should make a person in your mind always like that. Somebody say something like that to you, so
Yeah.
you're working harder.
Yeah, I know. I guess.
That's not bad.
I mean, I don't think it's anything bad what he said. It's just like how you use your words, I guess. Some people say it nicely, some people don't.
But because you know why I understand him also, because before, I know it's sports related, but before I used to manipulate my players with using this kind of tone, or let's say being super strict or attacking the person, just to make them realize that, hey, need to get your shit done.
You got it back.
Yeah, I got it back. So anyway, on the lighter note, so after that one, so Help IQ, that's a new startup. So that startup, two of my members with the double pay is actually doing a startup that is more interesting. And yeah, last night they called me, hey, are you interested to work on this project? I was like, let me know the scope first. I don't want to commit and then maybe I'm not good. And you were like, we already know you're capable. Just go to the meeting. So it kind of felt good. So I was like, okay, I went to the meeting. So interestingly, so the problem they're trying to solve is a problem of everyone. So let's say you have Google Sheets, you have Microsoft Excel, and you search, how do you add 2 cells? And then you have to Google differently each time, right? So they're planning to provide a solution that's a Chrome extension, that's gonna be a sidebar that shows you the steps. But it's gonna be intelligent enough, it's gonna be like a Mad Libs game. So there's gonna be placeholder. And hopefully they would just shift, okay, add cell, and then if, let's say this one is specific to Google Sheets, they would just replace that. And then if they're using Microsoft Excel and they search, the sidebar would come up and it would say, oh, if you want to add 2 cells, and then if there's a specific Microsoft Excel word that will function, they would just put it there. So that's one of the idea, because they've been...
So do they want to do this just for Excel or for the general purpose?
That's just the idea, but they're planning to use it for a lot of things. I kind of forgot. I took down notes, but I don't have it in my back of my mind, their targets. But because they already have a salesperson, they already have someone who can build, and I guess, I don't know why I'm there. I guess help with the product team iterate over creating this simple MVP, minimum viable product.
But what about the double pay? Is it done? Is the double pay done?
Oh, so thing is with the double pay is we got the what's it called, wireframes, but because the other developer is moved to a house, so we kind of got stalled and it feels like nothing's happening. And I guess this one is way more interesting, so let's see, right? And Neil, you were saying something?
No.
Oh, okay. So yeah, so that's the plan, and I think they're thinking it can go big if we did it right. So one of the mentor is really saying that we really have to focus on the design first. I don't want to start adding data and bootstrapping everything, and then once we scaled up, and now that's he said, because that's one of the reasons why startups fail. When they get like shitty designs on their code base or database even, and it's scaled, and now they don't know what to do, how to extend that, that's the problem. Because they don't have resources to have other people to work on.
How frequent is this?
I think they've been going on for it for a while. They want to do this on a weekly, at least I think they're active on Slack. And we created a GitHub now. And so I'm working with 2 UIs, and I'm the developer for this small team alongside with the bigger Help IQ team. So again, the other UI is a beginner, but the other UI person has become a consultant for this before, and I guess it's really kind. That's why. What I felt like it was very welcoming. It was nice to be in that meeting. It's a different really. Huh? Go ahead.
So you went into this meeting thinking that it was going to be like information meeting?
No, because I know the persons already, okay. The 2 of them. So they're just trying to introduce that. Hey, huh?
So what was KPI going into?
KPI, I don't know really.
Like what was your goal going into?
I want to learn more about them, and because yeah, and what they plan, because they just told me when I was there. So basically it's information architecture, and they're want to sell it as a Chrome extension, because again, like what he told, like for a user, if you've done like 5 clicks just to get to the section that you need to read the documentation, that's bad information architecture. So that's a big thing right now, information architecture. Okay, I don't think we have questions or anything. And we still have time. Do you still want more 2%?
Wait,
No.
Someone in the chat. Rivest Shamir Adelman. Chico researcher. That's
Yeah. That's the 3 professor at MIT who, yeah, invented this.
I see. So again, after this one, I went ahead with my one-on-one session with Career Center. And so I shared it with her so that hopefully when someone in the MSCS program approach her, she knows that these are the things that is really needed. So by me sharing more experiences that I talk to industry people, not only for me, I think that's a good feedback for her to help other CS students. Okay. And that's fine.
Thank you, Jerry.
Thank you.
Yeah. And it was my birthday.
Happy birthday.
Where's the cake?
I don't like cakes.
He's lying.
He really doesn't like cakes.
Are you thinking about staying in the security space, or should I expand out?
Well, my vague, because I want to be software developer, right? Full stack. And right now, what I can think of is maybe at the longer run, be a software architect. But I still don't know how would that pan out. I'm fine being a cybersecurity analyst. If someone sees me capable for that, why not? Put me in SRE if they see me as capable or not. Right? It's like anything, sure. But I guess maybe that's what the 8 a.m. meeting, that's what the guy also felt like. Maybe I didn't have that strong focus.
because it's 8 a.m.
No, because I also remembered like this.
Oh,
You know, again, I keep telling my story. So Lance is already a software developer. But when he applied to the same industry that is investments also, but for software developer, he applied for 2 different jobs in the company. And then, I mean, he applied for level 1 and level 2. And he got rejected right away. And I got to talk to that person inside there. I said, hey, why did Lance get rejected? And he was like, oh, because I guess the hiring team or the team felt that he has no focus because he applied on 2 positions. It's like,
It's true.
kind of makes sense. Yeah, because for Lance, during that time, he was thinking, because I felt like with the level 1 description, I'm more than that. But with the level 2 description, I think I'm short of that. So he applied both. So I don't know if it's true for other companies that you should not apply to 2 positions at the
I
same time.
asked T-Mobile.
No, right?
But for Facebook and Amazon and Microsoft, they try. So like you have to, like for Facebook, I know for sure they keep the record for a year. So if you apply for a bunch, it will show everything. And
But like Amazon is 6 months locked in. You
Yeah.
can't.
No, 6 months lock-in is for you got an interview.
Yeah.
If you don't
Yeah.
get an interview, you can just
Not
apply.
Yeah.
That's fine.
No, but the thing is, like already for Facebook, if you apply for the second one, the third one, they already show everything, and they know that you're over the
Yeah, they
all
will
over the
reject
place.
you right away.
So yeah,
For
you
sure.
got it.
But you can.
Yeah.
It depends, I guess. Sometimes you really have a relevant skill. Maybe they will accept that. Will give it.
You can't interview for.
Can you repeat?
No, I don't know which part.
So you said that you can't apply to.
Like Amazon, you can apply whenever how much job you want, but if the first one they reject you, the second one probably will reject you because they can see you have the record the first time they reject you. But you can apply as much as you want. But if you get an interview with them and you didn't get a job, you have to wait until 6 months. This is a hard.
I think that's what happened to you, right?
So
Yeah.
you-
That's what happened to him.
Really?
Yeah. I got an interview with them, but I didn't get a job. So in that letter, they said you have to wait until 6 months and reply again.
And then I think
that same position. Sorry.
Not for they didn't say the same position.
Because
It doesn't say you can try again after 6 months. That's what it says.
Maybe it's a guideline for the whole company.
Because you got an interview with them, you took the resource with them. I guess that's a
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah,
Took some
makes
lot of
sense.
resources with it.
Yeah. Especially a lot of people that are not in the Seattle, they have to fly you here and give you a hotel. Yeah, that's maybe
because last
where it's
week
come from.
I had 2 interviews. One was with AWS and the other one with
Oh, really?
maybe that's fine.
I did remember something else, right? So also another advice that the guy said to me is if you are applying to, let's say, Microsoft, but Azure, because it's a money-making department or team, it's going to be harder to like get in other than the other Microsoft departments. Same with AWS, he said. So
you can go to other departments,
Yep.
even transfer.
Yep. So good advice is go to an easier department, and from what we heard last time with the invited speaker, it's easy to horizontally transfer.
You still need to interview for internal transfer.
Oh,
Well,
really? You do?
Yeah, you do, but I feel like usually it's easier because you can just be chummy with the other
I
departments.
used to worry about
Because
that.
when I was working before, I was just a regular analyst, and then I kind of wanna change my department to the Mandarin translation. So I became chummy with them and say, hey, so what do I need to learn? And it's like, oh, just go to the publicly listed companies of China.
Well, we
Taiwan.
ask.
And then, and when I applied, I failed, but I remembered, okay, so these are the questions being asked. So I applied to another department which deals with China market, and now I got it.
You got it.
So again, failure leads to another success, right? Just stepping stone. Anyway, still have time. Do you want this? Because I want to learn more about it. Okay.